In today's video, I've got for you an amazing exercise to help you start the downswing with your lower body first. Create more speed, check out this video. Welcome back to the TruGolf Academy. You've joined me, Jon Watts, today in the indoor studio. And today's video, as I mentioned there in the intro, is all going to be about how we can start our downswing correctly. So we're going to be talking about initiating the downswing with our lower body first, so from the ground up, as we really want that sequence to help us generate maximum speed. What I'd love you guys to do, if you're new to my channel and you haven't done already, jump over and do subscribe to my channel to never miss any more content. If you hit the little bell icon, it just notifies you every time a new video goes live. And also the info for my social media just coming along the bottom of the screen here. Right, let's get into it. So what I'm really trying to feel there is that in my transition from the top of the backswing to the start of the downswing, I'm starting down with my lower body first. So the correct sequence of events from the top of the golf swing should be that our knees, then our hips, then our core, then our torso, then our shoulder, elbow, wrist, hand, etc. are moving, but in that order. And it's firing, and what happens actually with really efficient sequences is a body part will actually fire, then slow down, the next part will fire, then slow down, and as the energy is passed on. We ultimately want to reach maximum clubhead speed by the time we hit the golf ball. What do we often see as a fault is people almost reaching maximum velocity with their clubhead speed here somewhere in the downswing. So they're throwing the club away and effectively throwing away a lot of energy. Now, I've filmed a couple of videos on this obviously before, and I've done some talking about, well, instead of focusing on start with your lower body, how about focusing on leave your upper body up? And that may well be a better way of thinking it for you. So everybody's different, everybody's going to learn differently. I will put a link just here that I want you guys to check out, talking about leaving your arms up at the top of the backswing, because that would achieve the same result as starting with your lower body. Just a different way of thinking about it. So what we're going to discuss there and what I'm going to show you is a great drill to actually focus on starting with the lower body first and creating what we class as a bit of disassociation. So disassociation is just increasing, well, actually X factor stretch is increasing the gap between shoulder turn and hip turn. Disassociation is turning one part without the other part. So effectively what we're trying to do at the top of the backswing is almost keep our upper body back, but start with our lower body first. And I may only get another 5 degrees or so of hip rotation towards the target, but it creates that bigger X factor stretch between my upper body and lower body. So more coil, more speed, more power near the golf ball. So what we're trying to get that sensation of as we start our downswing is we're starting with our lower body, our knee on a hip, and we're applying some force down into the ground. And I'm going to jump straight into an exercise that I really like. Now this is a weighted ball, this weighs 2 kilograms, but you could just do this with a football of some kind, anything that you can grab your hands on would work. And what you're going to do is you're going to make a golf swing, so we're going to get into golf setup and posture. You're going to hold the ball in either hand to the sides of it, try and create golf posture so it becomes more realistic. I want you to make a backswing, but in the downswing what I'm asking you to do is start with your lower body. So I want you to feel like the pressure is being applied towards your lead side. I've always liked the thought of my lead knee that's kicked in slightly is actually moving back towards the middle of my foot. And again, I've filmed a video talking about how to start your downswing correctly, giving you some different options there. Again, I'll put a link just here worth checking out. But I personally like that feeling of my lead knee because that's getting my pressure over to my lead side. That's starting to get my hips to turn back towards the target. But as I'm doing that, I'm asking you to multitask. What I want you to feel like you do is you drop or throw the ball behind you. So we're going to be making a movement. Okay, and we're starting with our lower body first, but my upper body is going to be dropping the golf ball. Well, sorry, not the golf ball, dropping the football, the weighted ball, the medicine ball behind you. So we're trying to get that sensation of that sort of movement. Conscious I'm going to knock my GoPro over in a second, but lower body starts going that way, so turning back towards the golf ball and then towards the target, but I'm feeling like I delay my upper body. What do we see with bad sequences when we get this drill? Well, we actually see that they throw the ball forwards rather than throwing the ball behind them. So instead of starting with their lower body and keeping their upper body behind, we see both moving at the same sort of time. From there, we tend to get out to in golf swings, so the upper body is very dominant. Now, what I want you to try and get the sensation of is the ball is dropping behind you. And if you are someone who swings a tall out to in, gets your arms too far out in front of you, the more you feel like you're throwing the ball behind you, or at least level with the foot, the better, rather than throwing the ball out in front of you this way. So let me do that again. We're going to make a top of the backswing, and I'm going to transition with my lower body turning back towards its original position. I call it centering the hips, because they're moving back towards the center, okay, here, where the golf ball would be for a mid-iron. Obviously going to be demonstrating this more with the driver, but they're also getting themselves back to square, back to parallel to my target line. And we're going to be making that sort of movement. So it is going to be lower body starts first, upper body is going to be throwing the ball behind us. Then pick up the golf club, maybe even hold it the wrong way around, but get that same sensation that we're actually delaying our upper body but firing our lower body. That's going to really help us generate some more speed. Now, personally, I much prefer the feel of allowing the arms to drop rather than pulling down, because when players pull down, they tend to get very narrow, very stuck, tilting too far away from the target. So I like players to feel like they actually allow the arms to drop. They've still got some width here in the lead arm. They're not allowing that arm to buckle in towards the body. So let's give it a go. Let's get that same sensation. Tee's a little on the low side, but for the purpose of this, it's going to be absolutely fine. So it's that fraction of a second. Start with my lower body first, keep the upper body behind. It's not necessarily a thought I'm going to take to the golf course, but I'm going to practice it. I'm going to feel it at home. I'm going to feel it on the driving range, potentially even in the practice swings before I go ahead and fire. Just feel like I pulled that out that left side a little bit. Pretty good yardage, but too far left to target for me. 282, so I got some good distance out of it, but definitely too far left of target. So let me hit one more, see if I can get one a little straighter. It's never easy taking technical changes to the golf course, so this is where you want to really put the time and the practice in at home, on the driving range practice area, and just get that sensation that we can start with our lower body first. We're almost keeping my arms still up there. Of course, they are dropping, not being pulled down, and it's definitely starting lower body first. So that one, it didn't feel as solid, but much more down my target line. So the strike didn't feel quite as good. Still happy with the yardage for me. It's the same kind of distance, 280, 281, and down the target line. It's something I need a lot more in my golf swing. So I really want to start to use the ground better and better in my golf swing and generate some more speed, more power. So something that's very relevant for me. Hopefully it's relevant for you guys as well. I'd love you guys to give it a go. Let me know what you think. Put any questions, any comments below, how you're getting on with it. If you did enjoy the content, as I mentioned at the start, hit the thumbs up, share it with as many golfers as you can, and don't forget to subscribe. Cheers guys, we'll see you soon.